friends, let's talk a little bit about getting our supplies out for clay. The first thing you're going to need to do is make sure you have a piece of cloth laid out on your workspace. Remember, if you forget this step, you might have a hard time getting your clay off the table and you could ruin it. So make sure that you find one of these pieces of cloth so you don't have that happen. The next thing I like to do is get a little bit of my slip mixed up. I put a little bit of clay and a little bit of water together, and then I kind of mush it around with my finger. We'll talk about this in a little bit when we get ready to score and slip. Today we'll also be worried about rolling out a slab, so you will also need a rolling pin. Here's what you do first. Grab your bag of clay. Use this awesome wire tool to help you cut through it. It's easy. Just slide it in and pull off the top part of clay. How easy. Then I move my bag of clay, and be careful, it's kind of heavy. And I have this piece ready to go. I'm going to take my rolling pin and carefully stand above it, roll it a little bit this way, maybe change my direction, roll a little bit this way. Something else that I like to do is pick it up off the cloth and flip it over. I roll again. I keep rolling until I get it pretty thin. You're going to want it maybe as thin as like your finger. About that thick is all you need. If you make something too thick, it might go in the kiln and explode. So make sure you get this, whoops, nice and thin. Okay. Something else that we can do is use our clay tools to help us add texture or other details. If you're getting ready to put something together, you can slice it here and cut off an extra piece. You can practice using other tools to help create texture. You could even use things like caps for stamps. If you'd like to put two pieces of clay together, you need to learn how to score and slip. I like to use a fork to help me score. When you score something, you are cutting into it. So if I'm going to add this piece on top of here, I can't just stick it like that, because if I do, it'll just probably fall off. So I take my fork, and right where I want it, I kind of make some scratch lines this way, and then I make some scratch lines this way. Don't forget that you also need to do it on the second piece. This way, this way. Now here's where our slip comes in. Take a little bit of slip with a little bit of clay, rub it on there. The more you use, the stronger it will attach. Put some on this piece. Then you kind of, I like to push down and kind of scoot it, squish it a little bit. Make sure it's nice and stuck. Then the last thing I like to do is smooth it out. So I get a little bit more slip, and I rub and make sure that it's nice and smooth. Do that on both sides if you need to. And voila, you've put two pieces of clay together.